Hello all you wonderful, beautiful, and craptastic people. Craptastic Jack here today. I kinda wanna ask a question. But this question isn't aimed at anybody, really. It's aimed at the people who it's aimed at Criterion Games, and it's aimed at EA, alright? I've been recently playing Burnout Paradise, the complete box, whatever it's called. And I've been having an assload of fun with it. You're seeing some gameplay of it right now, but I just want to ask a question. Are we ever going to get another Burnout? And if we ever do, what will it be like? I mean, just thinking about it, Paradise was the last Burnout game that was like mainstream, the last good Burnout game. Then after that came Burnout Crash, which was a piece of dump, but the last good Burnout game was Paradise, and that came out in 2008, 6 years ago. And speaking of that, before Paradise, all the other Burnouts came out like maybe a year or two apart. That, like, which isn't as long as, say, 6 years. Burnout Dominator, I think, came out in 07, and then came Paradise, and then after that, Crash, and then after that, nothing. And then Criterion went to make the Need for Speed games. So, now that Criterion's done with Need for Speed, hopefully, except Craig Sullivan, but now that Criterion's done, they're making their own game right now, which is like a cluster of racing, boats, helicopters, stuff like that. It's a mixture of that. That's their next game. It's untitled right now, but they don't know what it's going to be called yet, but they're making a game like that. So after that, will we see a return to Burnout? Because right now there's like no evidence suggesting that Criterion or any other studio at Electronic Arts is making another Burnout game. And it's sad because Burnout is a great series. I love Burnout now that I've played it more. I've played it before, but not as like heavily as I am right now. Burnout Paradise is probably my favorite Burnout right now, and then second would be, of course, Revenge. But Burnouts 1, 2, and 3 are all really good. Dominator I hear is not that great, but still. Can't be as bad as Crash, but honestly, when are we gonna see another Burnout game? And I don't mean some piece of tat like Crash was. I mean a real Burnout game. One of the lengths that should succeed Paradise. That should be better than Paradise. That should do what Paradise has done and improved on it. Because there are some flaws in Paradise. Like on the PC version, you have to Alt-Tab in order to exit. But going back on topic, Paradise is a great game. I don't know. Burnout is a great series. I don't know why, after Criterion was done with the Need for Speed series, like, why they didn't go back to Burnout for like a year and then make the game they're making now. Because people have been crying. Well, not crying, because I'm crying as well. I'm crying right now for another Burnout. Lots of people want another Burnout right now, and I do as well. I want a great Burnout game. Like, Burnout by itself, nothing really comes close to what Burnout has done in the racing game series other than Asphalt, but that's primarily on devices. But for Burnout, nothing has really come close to it. I mean, you have like smash 'em up racing games like that, but they honestly have failed when it came to coming up next to Burnout, because Burnout is it's kind of its own thing, and yet that's what makes it great, because Burnout is just a great game. And Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012, I guess, is kind of like Paradise 2, but it doesn't feel like Burnout Paradise, for me at least. Burnout Paradise has this sense of feeling, like just going down the road a million miles per hour and just smashing into somebody until they die. That is Burnout Paradise. It's just being able to go up rapidly. Like, as soon as you're done with an event, you can start the next one, like 3 seconds. That is what I like about Burnout Paradise. With Need for Speed Most Wanted, it's like, go up to race, start race, wait a couple seconds, then go boom. I mean, now, in Burnout Paradise, it's kind of the same thing, but it was quicker. It just felt quicker. And with also Burnout Paradise, it just felt a better sense of speed in Paradise. And it just felt more fun overall in Paradise than it does in Most Wanted 2012. And yet, Most Wanted 2012 I find is a great game, although it shares too many similarities to Burnout, and I think Criterion tried too hard to go back to the roots of Burnout, than to the roots of Need for Speed Most Wanted with that game. And they should have gone back to the roots of Need for Speed Most Wanted instead of Burnout, because Burnout should be Burnout, not Need for Speed. That's one of the main complaints here. Need for Speed is not Burnout. I don't want another Burnout type Need for Speed game. I want a Burnout type Burnout, alright? The next Need for Speed game should be a Need for Speed game. The next Burnout game should be a Burnout game. EA knows this. Now Ghost is in charge of the Need for Speed series, and I know for a fact that they have their own style. They don't have a Criterion style, they don't have a Black Box style, they don't have the other style. They have a Ghost style. And since Rivals was helped on by Criterion with Ghost, it kind of still has that thing, that feeling of Burnout in it, but not as much as Most Wanted 2012, but it does have its feeling. In Rivals, I felt like the feeling for Need for Speed was coming back into Need for Speed, and the Criterion stuff was shifting away a little, but still, you could obviously see the Criterion stuff in it, the Criterion handling stuff. And I feel with Ghost making the next Need for Speed game by themselves, I feel that the Criterion stuff is going to slowly slip away. I know for a fact that in the next Need for Speed game, we will see some Criterion DNA still in that game, but still, hopefully by the next Need for Speed after that, it will be all gone and Ghost will have their own official style. But going back on topic with Burnout, the next Burnout game, there really should be another, because once Criterion is done making whatever game they're making now, they should really focus on Burnout, because Burnout right now is in really popular demand. There's lots of people wanting Burnout, the next Burnout, because as many people as maybe Underground 3 want Underground 3. Lots of people want Burnout, and hopefully when Criterion is finished making whatever project they're working on now, they can hopefully go to the drawing board and make a brand new Burnout game. I have a feeling that it's not going to be just continuing with the series. I feel it's going to be a reboot of the series, and that better be a good reboot, because hopefully by then we'll have another Burnout game, and Burnout will be back on the map with racing games, and lots of people will enjoy a great Burnout game. Hopefully then Burnout will be back on the map. Anyway guys, that's all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good one.